Hey guys, welcome to another Top Table Wargaming YouTube video. This is just going to be a quick video, just sort of a teaser really for the tournament in July. I've not done much really online, I've been uber busy at work, so I've been trying to get as much done as I can. I know a lot of you have been following the terrain whips and things like that on Facebook. I'm getting a lot of questions about can I have different angle pictures all around, stuff like that. So I just thought I'd do a video, show you a few of my favourite pieces. I'm not going to show everything because there's a few things that I do want to leave till the actual tournament for the players to see before anyone else. There's a few special things, there's a few box standard things, but there's just things that I think be cooler for the guys who've bought tickets if those are the first people that see the actual boards. So I'll show you the things that you've already seen, show you them in detail, talk a little bit about what was involved, how I done them, why I done them, and things like that. So we'll move on to the terrain. If you've not seen the events page for the tournament, it's now sold out, but by all means go and have a look at what's going on. It's the Scouring in Cheshire, it's on the GBHL Facebook group events page, and it's July 23rd and 24th. Take a look. Just another thing was that I know there's a few people that were unable to get tickets sold out. They just went really quick. Straight after the weekend of Throne of Skulls, they just went like that. I think it was in 2 days, the rest of the tickets sold out. So I think Throne of Skulls built up a lot of hype, which is awesome. Next year for the Scouring in Cheshire, I will get a bigger venue. So I will try to go for like a 60+ player event. Depending if more people are interested, I'll go more. But looking at the people who have contacted me asking if I can squeeze them in, I think I could have easily got 60, but the venue just can't hold it. It'd be dead easy for me to say yep, and squeeze loads of people in, and it'd be all squashed and people not be able to move around. I'm not doing it for the reason of selling as many tickets as possible. I'm doing it because I want it to be a really cool event. Yeah, and I just think that over this side of Manchester, it's classed as Manchester. It's great in Manchester, should we say. There's not really much going on Hobbit wise, so I think it's going to be A, it's going to be good for the community, and B, I know there's a lot of Hobbit players in the area who are sort of in the background. Everyone's got armies. There's a big Games Workshop sort of community in and around the area. The local Games Workshop is always busy. Everyone's always playing 40k and Age of Sigmar and things like that, which is awesome, but we know Hobbit SBG, soon to be Middle Earth SBG, is the system that everyone should play in. So we get events here and start advertising it and things like that, and people can come down and have a look. Hopefully it'll get us some more players. Local players is always good. We're quite lucky in Manchester, we have a lot of local players. So yeah, so let's move on to the terrain. I could stand here and just gab all day, but I won't. And I'll show you some of the stuff that you've been mostly interested in. So I'll see you in a second, guys. Okay guys, so here's just a few of the things which I most enjoyed building. Some of them are really basic, some of them are a bit more complex. We'll start off with this Gondor kind of chapel-esque, maybe a house of worship or a rich merchant's house. This is going to sit on the Gondor table. It's not completely finished, there's a lot of shading to do. The base needs painting and things like that, but there's a couple more buildings of a similar style to be done for Gondor. Again, this was built from like a blue foam, just cut the sides, the front and back, glued them together, scribed in the brickwork, and basically just went from there. Kind of winged it really. Yeah, just putting all the different details on. I think I've seen a building that was of this style somewhere online, and it always stuck in my head. I really liked it. I really liked the archways, the way there's like an inner rebate, shall we say, to the archways. I really like the look of that. So that's the Gondor building there. On this we'll go on to one of the most basic Hobbit holes. Just move some things out of the way that I've done. As you can see, really basic. This is as basic as you can get when it comes to building. It's MDF face with a piece of high density foam shaped to be like an earthen mound, and then the doorway was cut into it and details were added after. I think I actually done a video tutorial for this exact one. I've done a couple of these. I'm not going to use them all because I ended up actually doing too much terrain for my hobbiton board, and there's still things that I want to add, and I don't want it to be too sort of, how can we say, busy. I need a bit of space because Bag End itself is quite large. It's going to take up quite a substantial part of the board, which I'll show you in a second. I think from there, from Hobbiton, we'll move on to Harad, funnily enough. Now I tried a few different styles of Harad buildings. Starting with your really basic square building here, going on to your, again there's another square one, your double level sort of building, which, and I think some of you seen I experimented with different things. So I had, like, some buildings are enterable, which is cool and is always nice to do. You know, it's kind of, you can get carried away with different types of buildings. Just show you this one. It's just got like a little sort of marquee sort of sun area at the side, and then this is more of a chapel-esque type Harad building. As you can see, these are all made out of 5mm foam core, and all the different shapes and arches, etc., cut in, should I say. They all kind of, if you look at the tops, sorry for the wobbly camera, if you look at the tops, they all kind of are uniformed, barring the square one at the back. And the reason that I've done that is because the square one at the back is more of a peasant type building, so as bog standard as you can get, and then the more decorative you get, so these two, and then moving on to this one, and then obviously eventually the multi-story one sort of shows how, you know, how well the owners are doing, how rich they are, etc. Well, it doesn't really make that much difference, but it's just something that I had in my mind, and I wanted to show different aspects of on the board of different types, so you could have royalty, go down to the peasants. So i.e. you could have warriors in the not so flash stuff, and then, you know, this could be the Golden King's summer house, so to speak. So yeah, doing the Harad, I learned a lot, and I think what you'll find, you know, starting at hobbit holes like that and then moving on to Bag End, etc., and starting with that and kind of ending up with this one and this one, is you can see things that I learnt, techniques that I learnt as I was going along. I'm not a professional terrain builder by any stretch of the imagination. I started just to make things, and they looked alright. People were saying they look really cool. And I find that as I build every piece, the next one gets better and better and better, and I get more, how can I say, critical with myself. So there's stuff that I look at now that I started to build at the early days of this tournament being announced, and I think, oh, I could have done better there, but at the time I couldn't. So yeah, it's been a learning process for me. Right, so that's some of the Harad buildings. There's going to be some like outcrops and sort of little water springs and things like that on the board. We'll move on from there to one of my favourites, and one that's seen very popular on Facebook, which is Amon Hen. There we go, Amon Hen. I am really happy with how this turned out, considering it was a fairly basic build, really. The way it turned out was sort of not a shock, but you know, it kind of was surprising how good it looks. I knew it was going to look alright because I had the Hearst Arts blocks sort of precast, and I'd done a dry run of building the actual CNC, etc. The ruin itself, and I knew that looked cool, so I knew I just had to put it on a piece that looked cool. And one of the pieces, which up to now only James Clark has picked up on, one of the pieces which I found most of my inspiration from was the Weta model that you can buy online, and I got as many pictures as I could of that. And if you look at that and look at this, you know, it's plainly obvious that I've used that as inspiration. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing it. It's just, I like the fact that it's such an iconic piece as far as the films go. I've not actually played on it yet. I've been dying to play on it for ages. I think me and James may do an Orokai Scout Fellowship battle on it at some point, just for a laugh really. But I think you're going to enjoy playing on that board. This board hopefully is going to have a river on it. It's hopefully going to have some woods, trees, etc. And possibly another couple of little surprises. But we'll see how we go for time. I've got so much that I want to do, and time is just against me at the minute. So the Hearst Arts blocks was used for the actual ruin itself. The scene seat I had to make, and I posted some pictures on Facebook. So yeah, the scene seat. Obviously I made the rest of the ruin out of Hearst Arts blocks. The scene seat I needed to mould myself using blue foam. This was actually the third attempt. The first two attempts were not sufficient really, they didn't look great. But this one I was very happy with. I think I've captured it as best that I would be able to using the materials that I used, and I just think it fits, the scale's right, it just looks really cool. I'm really happy with that, and I hope you all enjoy playing on it. So that, my friends, is Amon Hen. I'll try to get as many angles for you guys who are going to be attempting to build yourself. It should be really interesting to see, and really cool that you guys have seen my work and you know, are going to use it as inspiration to have a go yourself. That's a lot. You get a lot of job satisfaction from things like that. Well, thank you for all the comments. Okay, so from Amon Hen we're going to take a trip back to Hobbiton, and we are going to look at Bag End. There's still a few little things, some of you may or may not notice, that are missing, which are going on in the next couple of days. Just didn't have the things to hand, and I had to order a few bits. And also a very, very good friend of mine on Facebook, who we kind of like each other's posts and follow each other a lot on Facebook, is James Brushstroke. He done an awesome tutorial for building trees. And I actually I purchased some trees to act as the oak tree for the top, and I had to go up making them. I ended up going with the one that I made, but then I seen his tutorial and the effects that he was able to achieve with his techniques, and I just thought, oh, I need them. So I've commissioned James himself to make the oak tree for the top of Bag End, which will be really cool. I'll try and get you as many shots as I can of Bag End. That's the entrance, obviously, with the stained glass windows, the lantern above the door, the flowers, etc. Cobblestone walkway, and then as we go along we've got Bilbo's little bench, his vegetable patch, and the flower garden where Samwise was earwigging on Gandalf and Frodo's conversation. Also a little birdhouse. You can get that in. There we go. Yeah, really enjoyed this build, really fun. I've tried to keep it as rural as I can. I didn't want it just to be plain green, so I've got a lot of different textures, a lot of different coloured grasses, things like that, as you can see. And yeah, it was a nice piece to build. It ended up larger than I wanted it to be, but you know, it's just one of those things. It looks cool. I'm happy with it, and I do have in mind for this side a piece that you can either have that slides perfectly up shape wise and it adjoins to the end and it carries on, but I'm not going to be doing that for the tournament. That's something excuse me, which is going to be for how can I put this without giving too much away. It's going to be for a board, a hobbiton board, for something in the pipeline, which will be a full hobbiton board, and the inspiration was from Mr. Sean Weimer, so shout out to you fella, because I've seen your boards, and especially the hobbiton board, loved it, and it just made me want to make an actual hobbiton board rather than, you know, just modular pieces. Modular pieces are great for tournament play because some boards that you'd make, you know, wouldn't suit. You could have like whole ground, high ground, stuff like that, and there'd be nothing in the area that you need there to be. So that's Bag End. Like I said, there's a few more bits, got a few bits of scatter terrain and things to go on this side, but I've got to work out how I'm going to do it so that the adjoining piece can slide right up and just sort of blend in perfectly. A few more fences and bushes just around the outside. Okay, so onto the one which has attracted the most attention, and I have to say, just move some of these things out of the way, I'm most happy with, just because, you know, there's no mistaking what it is. It's the Prancing Pony, and this is it. This is the one. I think I said it on Facebook yesterday, I could have kept going and going and going and adding detail and touching up the paint and, you know, whatever else with this, and I was tempted to make it enterable, but again, enterable buildings and Hobbit SPG, it doesn't really work. You can do it, you know, I've tried it on numerous occasions and things like that, and I just find that terrain in this game is better off being played around rather than in, unless it's like a massive ruin or something like that. So yeah, so I've got as close to source material as I could. Again, I used the wetter model as an inspiration. That was the things I took screenshots of and worked from. There are things that are slightly out of scale, and the reason that I exaggerated some of these things were for gaming purposes. So it's like line of sight and things like that. The overhang of the upstairs floor is slightly over exaggerated, but I think that, let's just say for an example, if there's going to be other terrain around and some of it's at a higher level, if someone's in underneath the sort of, like you say, the overhang of the upstairs floor, and someone's higher up looking down, they can get cover. The barrels are placed in a position where they can, you know, archers can take cover behind and shoot out from behind again with the barrel, etc. Everything is as close as possible to getting it to be just like the film, basically. A lot of people want to see around the back. I don't know why I never shown any pictures around the back. It's fairly boring around the back. There's just a few windows. There's no terrain or anything like that. And a few people have also asked about tea lights to light up the windows. Not on this version. There was a lot of things probably halfway through the build that I wish I would have done slightly different, but I was too far into the build to do anything about it. So yeah, I have a version 2 in mind, which will be more, basically have more nice things in it. It's going to be enterable, it's going to be bigger, and yeah, it's going to have lights in it that work, and it is basically going to be used mainly for scenario type play, because it will be so big that it would take up a lot of a 4x4 board. So that is the Prancing Pony. If there's anything else that you'd like to see that I've shown on Facebook, I don't mind showing, I just don't want to show any of the other stuff just yet. I will release a few more teasers and whips of things that are going on before the tournament. But yeah, there we go. Fairly new to filming. I'm not as good a cameraman as GBHL James, but I'll try my best. So yeah, so if there's any other things that you'd like to see different angles from, let me know, and I will do what I can, maybe make some more videos. We have a lot of stuff planned for the next week or so, filming wise, for the channel, so look forward to that. I hope you liked just having a little sneak peek at some of the scenery that's going to be available at Skyrim of Cheshire, and yeah, I'll start filming now and just have another little chat with you before I go. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed looking at some of the terrain. It was quite difficult to film with the lighting and things. It's on my dining room table, and there's kid stuff everywhere. It was half term last week, so I hope I was able to show you some of the things that you wanted to see. Please let me know if there's other stuff that you weren't able to see properly or you want to see, and I can arrange that. Like I said at the end of the sort of preview of the things, this week there's a lot of filming going on that I have planned. I've been really busy at work, but I have most of next week off. I'm at Desolation of Stockport this weekend, which is going to be fantastic. Really looking forward to that event. It's always a good event. So yeah, that's going to be cool, and the SBG magazine lads are going to be there also, releasing issue 3, which is really cool. Can't wait to see that. I've got some stuff in there which is nice, and I hope you like that. But yeah, so look forward to more videos. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, a lot of Middle-earth things still coming. I know if you're not Middle-earth fans, you know, it's not really what you want to see, but I also have Frostgrave things planned, with some really cool terrain for Frostgrave coming up, so keep watching for that. What else have we got? We've got Walking Dead stuff. We have 40k stuff planned, which we're trying to squeeze in, trying to get it in there, but just it's been more my fault than anything else. The last couple of weeks I've had half term, and work life just blew up, so it's sort of calming down again now. I'm able to put a lot more time into the hobby, get some more terrain built, which I really want to do. Keep your eye on that on the Facebook page. But yeah, so look forward to the next video, guys. I will see you in a video hopefully Monday or Tuesday of next week. Maybe in a you might spot me in a video on a different channel before then, who knows, we'll see. But yeah, there's a few announcements coming up in the next month or so, so keep an eye out for that. That's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to get my teeth stuck into that. But yeah, keep on gaming, guys, keep on watching, and please, please, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Every subscriber helps, and it motivates me to get more stuff done, which is awesome. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know. I've still got a couple of spaces in the sense of boards. I think I've got 2 boards to make for the Scouring in Cheshire, which I'm kind of between ideas of what boards to go for. So it'd be interesting to see if you guys have any ideas of what you'd want to see. Not saying that I'm going to do them all, because there's only 2, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see. So yeah, speak to me, let me know. Alright guys, I'll see you soon, take care.